Good evening. I'm Chris Lee of Southeastern 16, joined by Max Barr and Blake Lovell. The SEC's got another team in the Elite Eight. It's the Auburn Tigers. Auburn down well into the second half. It wasn't looking great. And then Max Barr, the Tigers started hitting shots.
That's all it took. That's all it took was a few shots to fall by Mr. Big Shot. Blake, man, it took us all year to fully crown someone through and through Mr. Big Shot. But by God, Tahaad Pettiford with some circus shots. And you know what? The craziest thing was the shot that got him back in the game, that changed the whole game when they went down 9. Broome and Tahaad are yelling at each other. Tahaad's got the ball. He wants the action to do one thing. Broome wants the ball. He wants to initiate the action. Tahaad says, nope, boom, bang, in your face. 3-ball, we're back. Game on. Tigers. Wow. We were just talking about before we got on here how when Auburn finds that energy, when they find that flow state, that swagger, Cardwell is doing his celebration. Broome is putting the sword on. Broome. There's no stopping those Tigers. Come on. What a second half. I'm fired up.
All right, you guys talk for a second. We've got technical issues on the Twitter side again, Max, so we're missing out on people cannot see this on my feed right now.
It worked last time.
They're losing their minds. Hang on just a second. Let me sort through
this. You go do that, and Max Barr and I will talk through it.
What a mess. All right, go ahead.
Max, I think the energy that you talked about, again, I watched their first game of the tournament, and I know it was, I think, Alabama State, and they could win that game and show up. But the body language, the energy, I was worried because, I don't know what I'm watching here. I don't know who I'm watching here.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't look like the team we watched all year. The second half, they started hitting some shots, and then the energy came, all the stuff they do, the theatrics. I don't say that is put down. It's just part of what they do, right? It's been part of their thing all year. And when they're feeling it, you're hearing about it. And when I started to see that and the shots falling, I'm like, okay, this team is getting to the Elite Eight.
Let's not just keep it to Tahaad, though. Denver Jones, what a second half as well. He hit some big time shots. And I mean, you can say okay, he was open, but those are ones that got to go in. Some of those skip passes where he was open on the short side 3 there. Those are ones that got to go in a crunch time when the pressure's on. You're feeling the pressure. I mean, I'm just sitting here with no stake in this game, and I'm gnawing my nails off in nerves. These guys are just sitting in, digging their heels in. The guards win in March, and the guards won tonight. That was a great battle of bigs. If you want to talk about Danny Wolf being one of the best bigs in the nation, I'm going to listen to you. Danny Wolf is fantastic. I will hear that argument. Vlad Golden is one of the best offensive bigs, has been for a few years. That was a great front court matchup. What won it tonight for Auburn was the guard play, Chris.
Yeah, and if you were watching the game and I said, tell me who's the former 5-star recruit among the guards, you would have guessed Pettiford. The little mid-range 2 that he hit from the right side from about 15 out got fouled. I mean, he just hit some big-time shots tonight. I mean, the ball handling has been good in the tournament, and you are dead on. It was, I mean, Broome was spectacular. What the final line here, 22 points, 16 boards. Did foul out and had 5 turnovers, so it wasn't his best game. But that's you'll take that. But it was the guards that were the difference, and that was kind of a place on paper. I feel like we had circled this one coming in.
By the way, guys, I think all of Twitter is down with StreamYard right now. I'm looking into it, and there's something.
I fixed it.
You fixed it?
You see the number going up right now?
Yes.
What'd you do? I just had to
I'm looking it up right now.
I had to completely disconnect it and then reconnect it and all this other nonsense. But I'll tell you what's not nonsense. The fact that all the Auburn fans are jumping in here, they're excited. The SEC's got 4 teams in the Elite Eight, ties an NCAA tournament record. Mr. Big Shot, Tahaad Pettiford, I wanted to get to him. I did put out the stat on Twitter before we went live. What is it? 15 games now this season as a true freshman where he scored in double figures in 21 of Auburn's away or neutral court games. He has had 15 double-digit scoring games. Like, the guy just is the ultimate gamer, as I put here in this tweet. Like, he is just the ultimate, give me the best atmosphere, give me the biggest moments, and I'm just going to step up and say, let's just take over. And yes, I remember about an hour ago, our guy Donovan here was all over Mr. Pettiford 2 minutes into the game. And so Donovan issuing an apology here to Tahaad. He loves you and sorry that he doubted you. But, man, the guy just stepped up, did it again, Mr. Big Shot, as Max said. Zach noted here, too. I don't know if you already brought it up, but $2 super chat from Zach. An elite final 12 minutes by Auburn. Yeah, elite's a good choice of words, I think, for the Tigers there. So
was Pettiford the one that hit the first shot that started the run? Yeah.
I got it. Blake, I sent it to you because every time I try to pull up a video, there's no audio for some reason. But I sent you a DM on Twitter of the back-to-back Pettiford, the 2 shots, if you want to pull those up eventually. But yeah, it was Pettiford when they went down 9. Go down 9, and then Pettiford hits a 3. I think it was 48-39, if I remember it correctly.
Actually, I'm not going to pull it up.
Okay.
I don't trust that the NCAA won't
True.
come after us for a 5-second clip. So we can just do the play-by-play on it. So
you guys watched it. You saw it. They went down 9. Top of the key. Todd Pettiford. Bang.
Tony's
in the house.
What else?
Man.
I don't want to say anything you guys didn't already talk about, but as you looked at this game, I thought we said again the turnover thing was just, and you may have already talked about this, but I'm gonna give you my 2 cents on the turnovers. For both teams to have 15, if you wind up looking at just that, you're probably saying, okay, well, we thought Auburn would be the team that would turn Michigan over a ton, but there were just so many. It's like the ball had, I don't know what on it, had something on it in the first half. Everybody's trying to catch the ball, and it's just all over the place. But yeah, I think we said one of the differences could be the fact that you felt like Auburn was going to get those turnovers for us. Michigan finished last in the Big Ten, turning it over on 20% of their offensive possessions. It just felt like there was a great opportunity there. And I think, again, as you're making that run, you knew Auburn was going to make a run, right? You knew it was going to happen. And I think, again, it just shows you that, man, this team all season long, we talked about the depth. And I know Pettiford had a lot of big shots, but, of course, Broome did his thing. But, yeah, Denver Jones, man, it's just pick one. Take your pick, right? It's just at any time any of these guys can just go off. And to win this game, they needed those, really the big 3 there to go off, right? And that's kind of what happened. And everybody else, chipped in with key plays here or there that didn't necessarily have to be scoring-wise. And that's been the story of this team all season. So
here's a crazy stat. Michigan only made 4 shots in the last 12 minutes after they went up by 9. The last 12 minutes of the game, they only made 4 field goals. Hippie here says, how about Dylan Cardwell?
So I was going to say, I tried to write it down, but I don't remember. It was near the 12-minute mark when I saw for the first time in that game. Guess what I saw, Max? I saw the hands go up.
Yeah.
Walking down the court, the hands went up, and I said, this may be the ball game right here. Because Dylan Cardwell hulked up for the first time in the game, and I don't think it's a coincidence. After that happened, Michigan said, whoa. And I'm not sure I want any part of this. So, yeah.
When you're same thing as the first game, though, the first SEC game, where it didn't end up that well, but with Auburn playing the way they did in that first half, and you still go into halftime with a 1-point lead, you got to be sitting there like, that was probably the worst 20 minutes we have played the entire year. That was terrible. We're winning. Yeah. Let's take a deep breath. Just to have it, because even if the score was flipped, and I know it sounds funny, but if the score's flipped and you're down by 1, I feel like there's a different psyche in that halftime locker room. There's just a little bit of a mental, okay, let's just take a breath. We just played horrible. We're still winning. And you can still say that, hey, come out 48-36 in the second half. There you go.
Yeah, and speaking of their front court, the one place it could have come apart was Broome got his 3rd and 4th back-to-back with about 7 minutes left. Everybody else kind of held down the fort while he subbed out a couple times too, which also helped. Guards won the game, but the front court helped keep it, especially on the other. I remember particularly one drive where Wolf took it inside. I can't remember if it was Broome or but I mean, like, he just threw up a wild shot. And he's a guy who can handle the ball. He's got a size advantage. I'm like, all right, these guys are having some difficulty because they didn't have any offensive flow on that end in that final 12 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, really, if you just take out the uncharacteristic turnovers for Auburn, I mean, we can say this about a lot of games, but just think about it, right? Some of those turnovers are just completely, you're just not expecting Auburn to make those kind of turnovers. If you take 5 or more of those away, like, it's just like, that was a big key because we weren't used to seeing that. But yeah, they just sort of, they wear you down, right? And then that's what we said about these SEC teams. We're like, they seem to be wearing people down. Tennessee, I know, played another SEC team in Kentucky, but that's kind of been Tennessee's thing all year, right? They just wear you down with their physicality on defense. Alabama wears you down because they're just going to come out and make 25 threes against you. Florida wears you down with their bigs, and now it's Auburn, kind of the same way. They're big guys, and they're just sort of relentless pressure at times on the perimeter, and it's just these SEC teams, man, they're not easy to game plan against because it looks good for 20 minutes, looks good for maybe 25, 30 minutes, but then it feels like, as we've noted, they just kind of have that edge once you get towards the end of the game in some of these, except for, Michigan State and Ole Miss. I thought they both got, worn down by that point, but that was a slugfest. So, yeah.
Have you started 9? Oh, go ahead.
Well, no, you finish and then I'll go.
Just a quick stat. Broome had 9 rebounds. It's the second most he's had his whole career.
I don't want to spoil our.
Don't do it, Chris.
Okay, then I won't.
Don't even think about it.
Blake has.
I don't
Blake
care where you're going.
It.
Don't even think about it.
All right, we will not talk about Michigan State.
We're to the Elite Eight now. We need those views. We are an independent business here. If you would like to sponsor us, please let us know. All this other good stuff, Chris. We don't need you taking away our views on YouTube.
Just a teaser.
Well,
but I won't
yes,
go there.
The teaser is we are going to make a pick for that game. That is the teaser. And that is the only teaser you're going to get. Tomorrow, we will be making a pick for Auburn and Michigan State and Tennessee and Houston. Right?
No, if you just did that to me, and I'm going to lose my entire bracket pool because you just did that, I'm going to lose it.
I'm going by who's up right now. I didn't make an official prediction. So
yeah, I know what you're up to.
Mm-hmm. There you go. So, all right, a couple chats here from you guys. You're the best. You're excited. People hopping in. Holly asked plans for the stream tomorrow, separate or together? Probably separate. I think we'll just do it right after the first game, right after the second game. That's probably the best course of action. That's probably the plan. Yeah, but we'll TBD, depending on how the games go, as always. So, see how that first game goes. Carter wants to know, out of the 4 SEC Elite 8 teams, who are you? Well, Carter's also, I think Carter and Chris are working together here. They're trying to get all the official picks in before we officially make our picks. But teams most confident to least confident to get to the Final Four. How about this, Carter? We'll answer this I don't know when we'll answer it because we're going to make our picks tomorrow. So I don't know that we will be able to answer it. Chris, go ahead. I know you're itching. You're itching to answer this one.
No.
Go ahead.
I just when you said that, it occurred to me like, I had just kind of assumed Houston was going to win this game. And
they haven't scored in 4.5 minutes.
That would be a real.
Well, back to I got
They did
one
now.
thing I wanted to talk about. I want to talk about more. We got to talk about more Tigers. We got to talk about more Tigers. We got over 600 Tigers in here.
Let's hold off on the Cougars and Boilermakers for a second. They can play their game. We have a lot of means of watching that game after the fact if needed.
You can tell it's the heat of March. You can tell it's 12:30 a.m. on the East Coast. We're all riled up.
So quickly with Carter, before we get back to the Tigers, just quickly. I mean, who's the best non-SEC team remaining? If you rank the best to least best, that we'll answer it in reverse here, okay? So, Duke the best team remaining?
Best non-SEC.
All right. So then it's either Michigan State, Texas Tech, Houston, or Purdue. How would you rank those teams?
Houston's definitely next.
I'm not convinced of that.
Really?
Right now.
Who would you put above the Cougs?
No, come on. Really?
I could still maybe put Michigan State ahead.
No.
I could hear that argument. I could hear that.
I absolutely could. Are you kidding me? Chris, I mean, look, you just said Houston hadn't scored in the last century. And you're telling me I can't just sit here and act like Michigan State could beat them if they don't score for a full, 10 minutes here to finish the game or whatever?
I could name 100 baseball pitchers who threw no-hitters that you never heard from again. Stuff happens in short bursts. Houston could shoot.
Which means Michigan State could short burst their way to beating Houston. They could SB them. A little short burst. Coming right for the Cougars.
So now Michigan shoots just on par with Houston just because of tonight. I see what we're doing here.
It's the SP play. It's the short burst play. It's the short burst play.
Okay. I'm just looking. This tournament ain't about the long game. It's about the short bursts. Survive in advance. It's all Michigan State just survived. Is Houston going to survive? You're going to put them above Houston. Houston's not even advanced yet. They're not even in
guess what, buddy?
In the Elite Eight.
If we judge Auburn by 28 minutes tonight, this would be a much different show.
Carter, do you see what you've done? Do you see what you've done, Carter?
If Carter wasn't a member, we'd have never gotten into this question, but he's a paying member, so
it's a slippery slope.
All right. Anyways, we won't rank them until Houston advances.
Slip and break his face if he's not careful.
Yeah. Well. All right. The Tigers of Auburn. What's the line, Max? Surely it's already out.
Surely.
Let's see if I can find it.
I should have actually been looking for that.
Between about Auburn 5, and this, what do you think?
This no good Michigan State team somehow made it to the Elite Eight. 5.5. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any reaction to that?
Sounds about right to me.
I was gonna say, the initial early splits from VCincy. Now you guys are getting the good stuff. You're getting Max Barr's VCin membership. It's money worth right here. The early stuff. The early stuff's the good stuff because who is betting on the early stuff? The psychos that are waiting for it the second it drops because they want an edge. 5.5. There are 59% of bets on Michigan State that holds 75% of the handle. It's your classic lower bet total, higher money, contrarian play. Right now, there's some heavy money on Sparty plus the points. There's your little VCin report. Early money report.
Know someone not betting on Sparty in the points.
All of us.
Again, it was not a matchup-based question. That was a question on team strength, and I still think I'd put Michigan State ahead of Texas Tech and or Purdue. Houston, we'll see. All right. Nonetheless, Yeah, I mean, let's just talk about the SEC as a whole here. Auburn's advancing, Florida's advancing, Tennessee's advancing, Alabama's advancing. 4 of the top 6 teams, pretty much all season long, are now in the final 8.
Yes.
Like, again, I don't think, I mean, this is what we said, right? It's just sort of one of those scenarios where it's just these teams getting here. This was the ultimate goal. And I mean, for them to be able to do it, like, man, now you're all a win away from the Final Four. And so, yes, the all SEC Final Four is still in play here. I mean, it's still in play. So,
Blake, I'm sorry. I should be more in focus
Max
right
and
now.
I doing the same
oh,
thing.
you guys are, yeah, you're totally, I mean, listen.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, I thought Houston already advanced. But, you know, I mean, I don't know.
I just have a hard time thinking Houston's going to get knocked out by a point guard who looks like he drives a horse and buggy, but we're almost there.
That's the team I'd certainly rank above Michigan State. Gabe, I saw your comment, by the way. I did see your chat. I'm not going to pull it up because you were making a claim that we can't actually factually present on our screen. But I know you were not happy with a certain referee in this game. So,
I wonder which one.
I'm just gonna say that. So, yeah, Tony's here, by the way. Tony's excited.
Tony.
WD from Tony here all night, probably. $10 super chat. We appreciate it, Tony. Always enjoy you checking in. So, yeah, Quinn's also here with a couple super chats.
Quinn.
$10 from Quinn here. Putting the can
Quinn.
on him. Also $10 from Quinn. WD. We know Quinn's excited. It's been here. A
Big
legend.
night, Quinn.
A legend. So, all right. While you guys are over there watching the other game, what I need to do, I just need to be like the radio guy that's filling airtime. Well, let me now run you through the stats here. Chad Baker-Mazara, 6 points. He had 2 assists, 2 steals. Do I just need to do that for everybody while you guys
Hey,
are
buddy,
over there
we
trying to
haven't
hold
had
on
many
to your
close
Cougars?
games in the tournament. Give us
I'm
a minute
rattled.
to enjoy one of these.
Oh,
I'm
I know
rattled.
both of you are rattled. I can tell. Like,
I am rattled.
I have
right
this
now.
thing DVR'd or whatever. I'll be going back and watching the finish here. Y'all know what it is, but I am sitting here. Okay, see. All right, Gabe. I will put this on the screen because this is better than the way you phrased it last time. Blake, I've been levitating for the past 20 minutes. Also, a certain referee is less than stellar basketball official. See, now that isn't as funny. Well, yeah, I know you were going for a joke earlier, but
Now I need to see the first one.
yeah, well, no, don't pull it up.
I'm not.
Zach with a $5 super chat. Tennessee, Kentucky, and Auburn, Michigan were the exact same score. Is that right? Were they?
Really?
Is that a scoregami? Does that ever happen? So
Wow.
Here we go.
interesting.
That is weird.
Max
Yeah.
Barr, am I ahead of you?
Oh, yeah, here we
I
go.
can't watch.
All of a
I don't.
sudden,
My
Oh.
heart is out.
all
my
of a sudden a
mouth
watch
right
along
now.
here of Houston
I
and
can't
Purdue
do
on
it.
the SEC
No, I can't do
basketball
it.
channel.
What do we want to talk about, Blake? You want to talk about anything?
Who has
in
the
the world?
ball
Get my
last?
mind
Can you
off
tell
this?
me?
Do we want a spoiler alert?
Just
We'll see. The chat's going to spoil it. We don't even need to. I don't need to watch it. Like, the chat is going to spoil it. So I already know what's going to happen.
Oh.
$10
Well,
super
do
chat
you
here
wonder who
from,
has the ball last?
yeah, Tony's got the ball because he just gave us a $10 super chat.
Tony.
When Tahaad Pettiford turns it on, he turns it on. WD from Tony. Yeah, we said it, Tony, earlier. I mean, this guy has been an absolute gamer in all these games away from home this season. I mean, he has just been rock solid. And he loves to step up in the big moments. And again, there are a lot of talented true freshmen out there, but this guy, give him the ball. He doesn't care. He's like, nothing phases me. So, tremendous stuff. So, how would you respond to that, Chris? Do you have any idea what we're talking about here?
No,
I'm locked
no,
in.
I do not.
I'm locked in, Blake.
I'm transfixed by this Houston game. Sorry.
This is why I told you guys,
Unlucky
we're like, Max and I are going to be talking other basketball. I mean, this may be how it works. Max and I may be watching an exhibition game in the summer for, Utah State and somebody, and you guys may be tuned in.
You could have called me every name in the book in the last 60 seconds, and I would not have heard a word of it.
All right, let's get some more super chats from the Auburn fans. They're here.
Donovan.
$5 from Donovan here. Tahaad Pettiford, second best player in the country behind Cooper Flagg. He's Auburn's best player. Now, see, Donovan, what a turnaround you've made. I mean,
took me a second to get that.
It's very interesting here what you've done. So, by the way, Gabe in the comments just telling me that I'm pro censorship now because I will not air his comment from earlier. Stewart, $5 super chat. War Eagle from Stewart. Talk about the Tigers front court playing defense in the next few games without fouling. We good from here on out. Well, you can never be too sure, Stewart, but
well, you had your hands full with a unique matchup today.
Yeah.
Yes! All right. What do we want to talk about, guys? What's going on? Life is good.
How far ahead of me are
you? You guys are unbelievable. So,
that's what it's all about.
Seen it yet.
March, baby, March.
All right.
This is what we live for.
Chris is they're gonna be above the 96 Bulls after this game.
I mean, they're not even. They're just now getting back on the floor.
All right. We'll get your response shortly.
Okay.
But
playing basketball.
Gwen gave us another $10 super chat for a certain referee. Just noting that as well. And there you go. So you guys are just out of control tonight.
Oh my goodness, what a play.
Wow, Chris. I think that guy's already had his eligibilities out by the time you watched him make the last shot. So
never a doubt.
My goodness. Your guy Kelvin Sampson drew one up right there.
So we're set.
We're set.
You doubted
wow.
the Houston Cougars.
Wow.
Like you doubted your guy Kelvin Sampson. What is happening?
I did not.
Here?
We were ranking teams by what I've seen tonight. And I said I would maybe rank Michigan State ahead of Houston is what I said. So
Judge Judy, that is revisionist history.
It's not at all. So you wouldn't know because you've not heard a thing I've said in the past 27 minutes.
I heard that
40 seconds. So
and then I started watching
this game the whole time. I don't even. My goodness. Anyways, Auburn fans, this is your gift for making the Elite Eight. So.
Wow, what a play.
Anyways, all right, the 8 are set. Here we go. Are we ready? Let's run it down. Florida, Texas Tech, Duke, Alabama,
Ooh.
Auburn, Michigan State, Tennessee, Houston. Okay. There are your final 8 teams in the college basketball season. Now, let's ask, where does our friend Mr. Palm, Mr. Ken Pomeroy, where does he have these teams ranked, you may ask? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. How about that?
I was going to ask, were there more than 5 games where the underdog won the entire tournament?
This has to be the highest, cumulative, average analytic rank of the Elite Eight ever. It's got to be.
It's got to be. Yeah. I mean,
there's no way.
Absurd. Yeah.
I mean, seriously, how many upsets were there the entire tournament?
Don't say that because the tournament's not over.
Yeah.
Till right now, Blake. I'm not asking.
Oh no, you said the entire tournament. That qualifies as through San Antonio.
So far.
Now I see what you're asking. Sorry, I was confused. I
was
watching
glad
another
I had
game.
it. I mean, that was closer than. I mean, Drake beat Missouri.
McNeese beat Clemson.
Yeah.
Arkansas,
New
2
Mexico,
of them.
Marquette. Yeah. Arkansas had a couple.
Was New Mexico actually an underdog?
I thought they were a slight underdog. Yeah.
Maybe in a point or two.
It was 5.
Yeah, I get your point.
Yeah.
It was a very But again, we thought that could be the case with this tournament. So, yeah. All right.
No, I don't think just because people are going to have their dislikes with it. 2 years ago, look at the Final Four. Portal was just as crazy, maybe not as crazy, but it was still pretty crazy. It's not going to be the new norm. It might be a little bit more top heavy, just with the top teams being able to acquire the top talent, but the portal works both ways. The only reason McNeese pulled off their upset was because of the portal. So we're still going to have them. We're still going to have the Cinderellas.
By the way, do we know game times yet for Sunday? I feel like Sundays are the afternoons, right? Instead of the nights like tomorrow.
Yeah.
We should.
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, it should come out any second once after this game. So I'm going to assume Auburn, Michigan State will be the after. Well, I don't know. They may be the later game. We'll see.
Wouldn't Atlanta be the earlier game?
Well, where's the other one at?
Indy, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's what's this, pretty much.
Never mind. I don't.
Pretty much the same.
Yeah.
I'm just so saying Auburn's the 5 p.m. game. Is that right?
Okay, that makes sense.
That sounds right. I figured Auburn's probably going to be in the second game, but I haven't seen it pulled up yet. But okay, I just want game times. I wish I had that list in front of me, but nonetheless, we do know again kind of the spread on some of these games. We've already talked about it. Tennessee Houston's already out. Any guesses? Anyone?
How is that already out?
It's out.
Houston
said
and
it.
4.
Yeah, I would probably say 4.5.
4.5. Houston. So.
All right, so we have Houston as a 4.5 point favorite, Auburn as 5.5, and then Duke and Florida as 6.5.
Duke
Largest
is a
spread.
6.5 point favorite against Alabama.
You mean Florida, Texas? Oh, you mean Duke and Florida each?
Just those are the favorites. The
Gotcha.
favorites. It goes the shortest is 4.5, and the longest is 6.5. Let's have an Elite Eight. Sign me up.
Somebody is a 6.5 point favorite against Duke or Alabama. I'm not so sure about that, but we'll see.
We will.
An IBOB national championship game percentage at this moment. Well, if Alabama beats Duke, I mean they're gonna shoot up a bit, probably against either Tennessee or Houston. Even though Tennessee, I don't know.
I don't know if San Antonio is ready for that.
I think it'd be 5 to 10%.
Wow, you came back with a really set number there.
That is just
Probably
a little bit off
closer to
of
5.
what Brett was thinking. Just a little bit under your projection, 0.0017.
Yeah. All right.
A little bit high for Brett's calculations, though.
Yeah.
What else we got? So here's the plan. If you want our thoughts on Florida, Texas Tech, Duke, Alabama, you'll get those already by going to the channel. Hit the subscribe button, turn on your notifications, hit the like button. There's almost 1,000 of you in here between Twitter and YouTube. Yeah. Hit the like button. Do us a favor. You know we've been streaming like madmen for a while. And yeah, we'll be going live tomorrow after the games, Sunday after the games. And we will also have the preview videos coming up tomorrow for Auburn, Michigan State, and Tennessee, Houston. We'll also have at least one transfer video because it's transfer season in the middle of the tournament. So we've got one transfer to talk about with Cam Williams to Kentucky. Might talk about some more. We'll see if anyone commits in the next 12 hours. Probably will. So that's our plan. But yeah. What else we got?
It does not feel like 1 a.m. right now. At all. No. Is there another game tipping? When's the next game tip?
We're going another hour. Josh with a $5 super chat. Says Max, I'm supposed to be scared of Houston? You serious? Go Big Orange, is what Josh says.
You got me there, Josh. You got me there.
Big prediction video coming tomorrow for that one. Zach with a $2 super chat. Auburn, Florida, round 2 is imminent, he says.
I think he's right.
Ooh.
We'll find out, won't we? So, yeah. Man, I tell you, it is just like looking at these teams that are left.
It's
And
incredible.
like, we're supposed to sit here and just say 1 seeds and all that, but like, I don't know, man. Like, these are just so many good teams that like you could see any combination of the Final Four here, I think. And I know people say, well, come on, Michigan State has no shot, Texas Tech has no shot, and all that stuff. But, I mean, really, like, it's just these teams are here for a reason, man. And so that's why we were having fun with the ranking of the teams earlier. But, yeah.
And the reason why I think, because I've been, we all picked 1 seed Final Four, right? All of us picked all 4
Yeah.
1. Yeah. So the reason why, and I've been on our previews, I've been saying, hey, chalk it up this week. If you're watching for gambling purposes, chalk it up. Except until now, where it could get a little bit tricky, because the one stat I've been leaning on for this tournament on why to chalk it up was because of that Ken Pom net rating of 35 plus stat. There had only been like 6 teams or something that had entered the tournament plus 35 net rating or better, and all had made the Final Four. However, Virginia won in overtime in the Elite Eight in their 2019 team. So there is a very thin outcome that is holding up that stat trend of them all making the Final Four. I think there may be a chink in the armor here in the Elite Eight, and we may see the first 1 seed go down here. That I think we might now.
Who did you guys each have? We all had the ones. Who were your other Elite Eight teams?
Well, Chris, I'm glad you asked because as you were
nailed
thinking
them
of
all,
that
didn't
question,
Yeah,
guess
this
who
thing,
decided to look up the current bracket challenge on ESPN for Southeastern 16?
Oh, here it goes.
Someone decided that it was a great idea that we should go to this bracket challenge and look at the results for the official tournament. Not the entire tournament, because it hasn't always it's been played yet. But if we go to the current standings, shall we? Here is your current
3 Floridas
standings.
at the top.
3 Floridas up top. Keep in mind these max points are very important. Not Max Barr points. These are maximum points when it comes to the tournament. Still available. Clear, far and away, Hogs by 90 here in the 99.9 percentile right now with this bracket.
Banned next year.
1830. So will not be participating in this bracket next season. However, this one is just about to take a detour here because Michigan was the national champion. So the max points here, about to see a big drop-off over these next couple rounds. Look who's making a run here. All of a sudden, up to 12th place, making a run as we keep going down here. I'm not seeing Nashville Sports Writer. I'm not seeing Max Barr. Where might these two be? There we go.
Hanging out.
You're there. You're around here somewhere. There you are.
1720.
You're still
What's your
there.
max points?
There's Max's Barkett.
Max has got 1,700, but look, here's the difference with Max, right? Look at that right there. Houston.
Yep.
There's not a lot of Houstons on this thing. So, like, Max is sort of, even on page 1, right here's got Houston. And
I've already checked.
So
I've already done the hypotheticals. All 4 1 seeds, Houston wins it all. Bingo.
Yeah.
Hogs can they win like the whole national thing?
That's possible, I suppose.
I mean, that is goodness.
99.9 percentile. Get out of here.
That's wild.
How?
Let's look again.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So 4,419.
Wow.
All right. So has Michigan State over Auburn, Duke over Alabama, Florida over Michigan State, Duke over Tennessee. So, yeah, fully in play here. Yeah. So,
Wow.
yeah. I mean, everything's there. So it's just
Wait, what was the bottom left? Did he had to nail
Florida,
that
Texas
whole?
Tech. Yeah. Oh, missed Arkansas.
Oh, okay. There's the.
Yeah, that's the one.
Jeez, what a bracket.
But yeah, wow.
Hogs by 90, you got to identify yourself if you're here.
Well, I didn't want to actively root against the Gators, but now I don't really have a choice. So, Hogs by 90. No, I wouldn't do that to Malik and others, but there you go. All right, let's see what else we need to get to, and then we'll hop off here in a few. Yeah, it's Max may not go to bed tonight. He may just stay up.
It's not happening.
Josh, $2 super chat. Need all of us to pick Houston, please, and thank you. So, okay. Again, we accept bribes here, but
Yes, we do. See, yes, we
we'll
do.
find out. We'll find out who picks who. So, look, here's the rule in the Elite Eight, okay? We have to throw this whole thing out the window. It's the Elite Eight now, all right? Our picks, come on. They're not a factor here, okay?
Oh.
Come on. They're not a factor, right? Right?
You know they are.
No pressure.
You know they
no
are.
pressure. So, I bleed orange. When are the picks coming for the Elite Eight? Yeah, we have half of it already up. We'll have the other 2 games that we now know. They will be up tomorrow morning, which it technically is tomorrow morning, but not right now. So it'll be up, I don't know, 9-10 hours from now, probably.
Yeah.
So, something like that. That's the plan. So we'll record those in the morning. So, all right. What else we got? Let's see. Shout out to Randy. Appreciate you guys. Fun following the great SEC with us. Yep. War Eagle from Randy. He's excited. The Tigers marching on. So, Big Baller Brett also going to let us know before he hops off for bed. Just wants to say that Duke's the greatest team ever. So, we appreciate that, Big Baller Brett. You know, we're all Duke fans here. So,
Yep.
Yeah. All right. What else you guys got before we hop off? Anything else on your minds here? Wow, big man Bruce Pearl. I don't think this is actually Bruce. That's just my guess, but this is going to dream about Tahaad tonight. So, probably not the only one, in all honesty. Probably not the only person dreaming about Tahaad Pettiford tonight. Others may dream about Max Barr. Others may dream about the Houston Cougars. But
yeah.
Big man Bruce Pearl right here is going to be dreaming about Tahaad Pettiford. So,
guys, for the first time all year, I just got the overwhelming rush, an overwhelming rush that just came over me of, man, there's not too much basketball left to be played. However, it will be some of the best basketball we have seen this far into the tournament. So sign me right back up.
Yeah. Max and I may do watch-alongs for game replays. Like we may not have to, like we may go back and watch along like a November non-conference game.
We should watch along a watch along
in 2 weeks. That's what we may do. We may go back and watch our own watch-alongs and critique ourselves. That may be what we do. So, by the way, Sam was asking
worry
us
about you guys.
Yeah, well, it's fine. Sam's going to go with a 38-35 field goal difference between Tennessee and Houston. We don't usually give our score predictions, but I'm going to take the over on that one. But stadium, Tennessee, Houston, I don't know. Great defensive action for both those teams. So, yeah. All right.
They split the games up between Saturday is your get up and down offense, and then Sunday, Michigan State, one of the best defenses in the country, Auburn, Houston, Tennessee. Geez, wait, what's the lowest defensive rating on Sunday? Like 8?
I was gonna say,
like,
wow, yeah. Do we know the Tennessee game time yet?
Sunday is.
Oh,
Sunday
that's
is
early. That is an
defense.
Early game.
Oh, it is 120.
Brutal.
Ooh.
I thought we were getting like a 4 and a 7 or 6 or something, but a 120 and a 4, huh? All right. Well, okay. Okay. That's fine. I mean, who are we sitting here complaining? We're 12 a.m. Central, 1 a.m. Eastern. So who are we complaining about the early games? So, all right. All right. We're out of here. The SEC.
What a day. What a day.
4 teams remaining in the Elite Eight. Man. If all four lose, you'll never hear from us ever again.
Crawl into a hole.
We will only cover football and baseball moving forward. We will replace basketball with another sport. I won't be able to.
Yeah,
won't be able to do it.
I'll move on Monday with baseball and whatever. You guys will wither and die.
Lock myself in my room and eat all these.
Do you guys hear this
for a week?
How many times Chris has tried to just put poor Max in the ground? Like, he's trying to do it again. So, my goodness. We're going to check in on that.
Max is resilient. I don't know about you.
Wow. All right. Well, I had something to say, but honestly, I forgot what it was. It's 12:01.
It is late. We should get some sleep. Because we got picks in the morning. Keeping a little bit of an eye on baseball and the Braves' faulty bullpen also. Mostly college baseball.
I might just eat breakfast before I go to bed. So I can just wake up and
Start
talking hoops.
Yeah.
We done?
All right. We appreciate you guys. Like I said, even Brian's in the chat. He's like, it's 102 here. It's 102 where Max is.
Yeah.
It's later than that probably for some people. So, I mean, come on. People watching overseas. It's just incredible basketball here. So, all right.
All right. We are done for the day, the night, whatever we're on now. Thanks for watching. Predictions coming in the morning. Reactions coming the next couple of days. Baseball coming at some point Monday. You're here for all of it, we hope. Hit the subscribe button. Oh, bracket bids.
Bids. Hope you guys are enjoying it. The free pick'em contest. Who's leading the way over there? The auction draft league. If you've been rewarded with the bold picks, well, you had to get really bold somewhere because there hadn't been a lot of them, has there? When it comes to this, but we appreciate our friends at Bracket Bids, all the support over the past couple months. So check them out. Download the Bracket Bids app or visit them at bracketbids.com.
All right. For Max Barr, Blake Lovell, I'm Chris Lee. We're Southeastern 16. God bless you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow.